What's up? The most important life lesson you will ever learn. Don't listen to life lessons from somebody who's fucking smoking weed. Now that that's been said, I don't plan to give you any life lessons. I honestly just plan to rant while I smoke this doobie. Do by not even a workout, by fucking endurance. That's not the word I'm looking for. What is it? Conditioning. Fucking shin conditioning. Really can't fucking show my shins like fucking how to be fucking flexible as shit. Well, as you can imagine, I don't have anything specific to talk about in this video. Great, I know. It's amazing. It's fucking unfathomable. Oh my god, you're making a YouTube video and you don't even know what you're gonna speak about in the YouTube video. No, dude, ideas will come to me. Look, speaking of ideas, I could ask you, what are you? You know? What are you? Who are you? I used to answer with my name. You know what I mean? But we're not that, right? You're not your name. Because if you were your name, there would be people who are exactly like you, since they have your exact name, right? But then these people are not even close to similar to you. So what is it then that makes you, right? What is it that makes you be there? What fucking distinguishes you other than your name, other than where you live, other than what defines you as who you are? It's a fucking interesting thing to ask yourself. And at least from my view, you know. Because it really helps in... Oh shit. Damn, bro. Motherfucker just sped through the motherfucking... Because look, just for like context sake. Fuck it. I know no English, as you can clearly see. God, bro, yo, hey, where you going, man? You can't see my nipples, dude. My eyes are up here, okay, man? So, you know what? Just question to make yourself of, what are you? I mainly answered it with what I am not. You know what I mean? In the sense of, instead of what are you and directly trying to answer the question, I mean, I've found at least that for humans it's way easier to find the negative, you know, in things. And the negative, I mean, obviously the connotation to the word fucking implies it's bad, right? But negative just means not positive, right? And positive doesn't necessarily have to mean good, right? Because, I don't know, fucking... Goddamn, dude, like anything taken to its extreme becomes its complete opposite, you know what I mean? Regardless, this idea of trying to understand who you are and understanding that mainly who you are not really helped in conversations. How? You might be asking. Well, shit, that's a lot of people fucking coming. Well, fucking helped. I'm gonna fucking hit my shit as while I talk to you guys. It's helped in the sense of when you're in a conversation, just speaking, tranquil. Hold the phone. Back. Hola.
Hola.
Hola. Peace. I gotta say another hello. You gotta wait. This is the process. You might see it. Why not pause the video? Fuck you. It's more real, man. It's more realistic. Right? I'm in a park. Just chilling. Hold up. Wait. Wait. Be patient. Hola.
Hola.
¿Qué tal? So, coming back to the whole thingy-majiggy, why is the whole thing important in conversations? Before, I thought as a conversation as a sort of brutal war of exchange of ideas, almost as if most conversations turned into an argument. Mainly because I adhered to my own ideas. Seeing them as my ideas, labeling the idea itself with my in front of it, made it so it created an emotional reaction. You know, like an emotional fucking, yeah, like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Instinctual reaction. You know, trying to protect in some way what is mine. Because that is inherent in human beings, right? Like, trying to protect what is yours. If not, like, you would fucking, most of this shit wouldn't exist, right? Like, it wouldn't be like, I don't want to, I don't know, like, imagine if you didn't want to, if your fucking ancestors didn't want to protect their own tribe, you wouldn't be here right now, because some other tribe that did want to protect their tribe took over because of fear or something. Probably. There's a lot of factors in humans, which is why we're probably the most fucking interesting thing on the planet. Yeah, most likely. Dude, yeah, like, I could argue that for hours, honestly. The fact that we're fucking way too interesting human beings as, like, things. You know, but that might be a fucking subject for another day. So before like, undefining myself, rather, should I say, instead of defining myself, like what I was, it helped me kind of come to the conclusion that these ideas, dude, they're not mine. I just fucking heard them somewhere, and they resonated with me in some way because of some latent other idea that I had. You know what I mean? Hola. Zoom past this motherfucking bike. Fuck yeah, I love people. And yeah, so it was just an idea that was encouraging another idea that you had in the past, which you also fucking attributed to yourself and inherently your ego, right? And I'm not saying that fucking ego is a bad thing, right? I'm saying that taking external things and almost conjoining them, right, with your ego and almost in a symbiotic relationship, it's kind of ineffective, to say the least. Because if you're trying to, let's say you're having a conversation on anything, and you're trying to get your point across, and the other person is trying to get their point across. Let's say you're wrong, okay? Fucking, it would most likely benefit you to understand you're wrong, understand that these ideas that you attribute to you might be wrong, but that doesn't mean that you were fucking wrong. And maybe it does, but it doesn't, because Hola. My dad was shocked. My man was shocked. He was like, at the fact that I was fucking recording a video, just speaking to a screen, he was like, what the fuck are you doing? Fair enough. So yeah, it would benefit you to know that you're wrong. And it would benefit you to understand that these ideas are not you, and it doesn't fucking matter if you're wrong. Because, like, most people only fucking converse and have arguments for being right. And even more people don't even do it for that. They don't even do it to be right. I've seen a lot of people that argue solely to know and see other people be wrong over themselves being right. They don't even give a shit about them being right. They just want to see other people be wrong, which is kind of fucking Machiavellian to some sort of extent. But I would be so surprised if any fucking viewer of mine in some way manages to get through any of these videos. Fuck yeah. But yeah, man. Fucking a line of children playing. On their bikes. Well, what was I going on about? The fucking children, bro. This guy fucking so chill, man. So chill. Fucking with his bike, bro. With fucking flowers in his basket, man. Hello.
Hey.
My boy looked American as fuck, bro. Hell yeah, man. Fucking A. Well, going back to the point, right? It would help you in every single conversation to understand that you are not your ideas, right? And this is something that's, I guess, pretty fucking simple, but it's the main cause of friction with most people, where you really can't have a solid, chill, not even argument, just conversation with anybody anymore, because everybody's so, like, their ideas are so embedded in their brain as theirs, and of a symbolization almost of their existence, right? That their ego would die if their ideas died. Like, if their ideas were brought down, their ego would be brought down, because they have conjoined the two in such a manner that the emotional response would be completely devastating, right? Yeah. Hola, ¿qué tal? I don't know, like, let me think of like a stupid ass example to drill this shit in. Imagine that you, for some fucking reason, think that 1 + 1 = 3. And you're having a conversation with a motherfucker who knows that 1 + 1 = 2. Right? Pretty simple to understand until here. There's people who would, in a conversation, fucking Twitter, fucking X, Instagram, I don't use these shits, but I have seen so many people that go so crazy. Like, I've seen people that would defend, in this analogy, right? They would defend they will defend 1 + 1 = 3 with their life. With their life. Just because it would detriment their fucking ego. And it's crazy, man. And it's honestly crazy to me, too. Because fucking the quote-unquote detriment of the ego that one experiences when you're quote-unquote wrong, if it does even happen, right? If it does even happen, which most of the times it fucking doesn't, if it does happen, that dissolution of the ego happens for 5 fucking seconds or 30 seconds. Where it's like, oh, I was wrong. Okay, how can I be right again? And you fucking acknowledge the thought, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm completely fucking banana. But who knows, man? Who knows, man? We just see the world differently. Probably fucking do. Everybody sees the world differently, right? We all see it. Like, perspective is, the way you see the world is what the way in which the world manifests itself to you. Is it not? Because, fuck, man, like, everybody perceives, like, the way the world has been defined, the way fucking words have came into this world, the way every single depiction, every definition, every idea came into this world was through one's eyes, through one's senses, and mainly not through just the senses, because that's just the bridge, right? The true point where your fucking information is processed, all the things you see, the things you feel, the things you hear, fucking everything, all your senses, they're as you probably know, they're processed in the brain, right? And so everybody's minds molded the world, and some people are trying so desperately to mold their world to the reality of someone else's, which, sure, fine, honestly, go for it. I'm just talking as I go, so I'm like contradicting myself as I go, because I fucking love these types of conversations with myself. So it is good to fucking do it, in terms of, it is good to like change your fucking self and all these things, but only if it pushes you closer to your goal. But that statement has no fucking implication in today's society whatsoever. Which is why I look kind of baffled as I'm saying this. Because I'm realizing right now that, like, sure, you can say that to fucking anybody, but most people don't even, that's where the problem lies, right? Most people don't even know what their goal is. Most people don't know what they want in life. Because they have all these perspectives. And all the perspectives that they have in their mind are external. And all the perspectives that they hold dearest in their heart are external. The ones from their parents, the ones from their brothers, the ones from gurus online, the fucking, not even gurus, fucking people online that tell you to fucking look at the world a certain way. You know? I don't know, man. I mean, I just believe that I'm on a path to find people like me in the world, right? That's in some way what I believe is one of my goals. One of my goals is to find people who are like-minded, right? And I don't mean like-minded as to completely contradict myself and form a hive mind myself. No, that's completely the contrary of what I want. I want an almost eclectic group of people. Nah, but I fucking, no shit, I want like just a group of people where everybody is extremely individual and everybody is so themselves and knows who they are. It's crazy. Yet we all work together in a group. But that's the thing. Most people forget the first part and they're just like, okay, we work together in a group. But then individuality is not there. I don't know. I guess, to be fair, since I'm gonna travel the world in a couple of years in search for these people, it would be absolutely lovely to meet somebody, to meet you, motherfucker. If you listening to this right now, to meet a motherfucker that's like, yo, dude, I heard one of your videos, man. It was nice, man. It was nice, man. I'll be like, what? You fucking, what? No way, man. I'd like be bamboozled, man. Be completely bamboozled, man. Yeah, man. Because I honestly think that, like, it could take so much fucking time, but you can change everybody's ideas. Not ideas, but like, all this fucking hate that everybody has inside of them can be tamed, brought down in an honest conversation. Put me in front of a motherfucking Karen, right? And I'll fucking tame that shit, bitch. Not in the way that you thinking, but shit, man. I could have an honest conversation with anybody, bro, and just have the nicest fucking time, right? I think. Hola.
Hola.
Hasta luego.
Chao.
Yeah, I'll probably leave the video over here. Because why the fuck not? I hope y'all have a great motherfucking day. Godspeed, family.